Hello gang. Today's story takes us off to the Highlands of Scotland. Well, to the Isle of Skye to be exact. A story today about an elf bull. But in our story is a Kelpie. Now, do you know what a Kelpie is? It's a water horse. A huge, great, big, black horse, the colour of my shirt. If you see a horse like that, a beautiful horse, twice the size of a normal horse, standing by the water's edge as the sun is going down, what they call the gloaming, watch out, because that could be a Kelpie. And as you're about to find out, Kelpies, they can be terrible creatures. Once upon a time, in the Isle of Skye, there lived a farmer, and his name was Macduff. Farmer Macduff had the finest herd of cows on all the Isle of Skye. One morning he awoke in his wee cottage, and there was a great commotion going on. There was a bellowing and a thundering, and he looked out of the wee window and he saw an elf bull, an enormous red bull that the elfin people, the fairy kind, had left in the middle of his cows. Now they'd done that to cause trouble. The elf bull was battering poor Macduff's cattle here and there and everywhere. He ran out and he threw a chain around its neck and he dragged the elf bull over to the barn. And there he chained the door shut, and at last his cows were safe. Well, Farmer Macduff's herd, it grew and it grew until it was too big for him to look after just by himself. So he sent word to the next glen in the wee village where lived his niece Ellen. He asked her to come and be the milkmaid. Now, when Ellen's parents heard Farmer Macduff's request, they said, lass, now mind, dinna you go down to the water's edge, for in that loch there's a Kelpie. That's right, a water horse, a terrible creature. And if it gets you up on its back, it'll plunge down into the waters of the loch and you'll never be seen again. Now, Ellen thought those old stories were nonsense. Just the kind of tales the old folks told round the fireplace in the winter. But, aye, she said, I'll no go down to the water. And so she came to the farm. And there Macduff, he told her, now Ellen, you must look after the cattle, take them out to graze, milk them, wash out the pails, but never, never open the door of that barn, for in there is an elf bull, a terrible creature. I'll no go near it, she said. And she didn't. She liked her work in the farm, looking after the cattle. It was pleasant work. And one sunny day, she had milked the cows, and she thought, it's so bonny today. The sun is shining. I'll just go down to the water's edge and I'll wash the pails out there. And off she went. Now, she washed out the pails and then she set them down to dry. And she lay back and she thought, those old stories about Kelpies. Now, what is it they say about Kelpies? That's right. That if you were to meet a handsome stranger, you'd better watch out. For, you see, that might be the Kelpie in disguise. And before you know it, he could transform into the terrible water horse. What a load of old nonsense, she said. And with that, she lay down in the grass, closed her eyes, and off she went to sleep. Well, it was lovely and sunny, and she was snoring away when all of a sudden, sir, you gave me such a fright. Standing, looking down at her, was a young man. The most handsome young man she'd ever seen. He was dressed from head to foot in black. And he had jet black hair and eyes that were like two dark pools of water. And he was soaking wet. I'm sorry if I startled you, said the young man. No, didn't worry about that, said Ellen. She thought to herself, my, he's off a bonny, and there's a dance in the village tonight. I wonder if he'll take me. But then she said, "But sir, you're soaking wet and there's not a cloud in the sky. However did that happen?" "Oh, clumsy me," he said. "Why, I was crossing the burn, down the way the wee river, and I slipped on the stepping stones and I've soaked myself." "Why, you'll catch your death of cold," she said. "Here, if you spread your cloak out, it can dry in the sun, and I'll comb out your hair for a penny." "Oh, for a penny? Aye, for sure," said the young man. And he lay out his cloak and he lay down and put his head in Ellen's lap, and she took her comb and she started to comb out his hair. And as she did, she sang him a wee song. Ver mi orovano, ver mi orovani, ver mi oro. In no time he was fast asleep. And she was thinking, "Oh, this lad, he's that bonny. Oh, and there is the dance, but here, wait a minute. What's this?" You see, as she was combing at his hair, something was tangled in it. It was plants, green, stringy plants, waterweed. And she'd seen this before. And then she realised where. On Farmer Macduff's fishing nets. He took his wee boat out on the loch and dropped the nets down to the bottom. And she would untangle the waterweed from the nets in the evenings. And it was the same waterweed that was in this young man's hair. And that meant if he had the waterweed that grew at the bottom of the loch in his hair, he must have been down at the bottom of the loch himself. And that could mean only one thing. He was a Kelpie. Ever so carefully, she laid his head down in the grass. And then she lifted her long skirts and she started to creep away. When all of a sudden she thought, "Oh, these old stories, they're just nonsense." And she turned round and there was the Kelpie, rearing up on its hind legs, its eyes glaring at her, and it began to thunder towards her. Ellen took to her heels and she ran like the wind back up towards the farm. And as she ran, and the Kelpie got closer and closer behind so she could feel its hot, fiery breath in the back of her neck, the wind itself whistled down from the mountain top, and it said to her, "Ellen, Ellen, release the elf bull. It's your only chance." Into the farmyard she ran, and she grabbed the axe, and she brought it crashing down on the chains of the barn door. The door flew open, and out came the elf bull. It pawed at the ground, it snorted and bellowed, and then it glared across at the Kelpie. The Kelpie glared at the elf bull, and they crashed together once, twice, 3 times, and then they battled round and round the farmyard. Up onto the mountain top. And there on the top of the mountain, as the thunder roared and the lightning struck, the elf bull and the Kelpie, they battled, and their giant hooves broke the tops of the mountains, so that if you go to Skye to this very day, the tops of the coolins are all broken and jagged. And then they crashed together one last time, and both tumbled down the mountainside towards the water. And they splashed into the water. And where the elf bull went in, out came a great puff of red smoke. And where the Kelpie went in, out came a great puff of black smoke. And of the elf bull and the Kelpie, nothing was ever seen again. But I tell you this, Ellen, she never ever went down to the loch's edge ever again. Well, there's a wee Kelpie story for you. So, I'll be back with another story sometime soon. Until then, bye for now.